Hello my darlings, and welcome back to my channel and to another video. If you are new here, welcome my dear, join us, subscribe, follow me on Insta. It's nice. So today guys, I want to share with you a video that I was planning to do for at least 6 months now, but for some reason I still felt like that's not enough. I need a better one. I need to find something else, and I think it will never be perfect, so I'm just gonna roll with it. I'm gonna share with you my absolutely favorite and the best cherry based fragrances. So yay, finally it's here. I know I still have requests for peaches, for strawberries, so it's all gonna come very soon, but now we're gonna focus on cherries. I have some dark ones, some girly ones, they're all good, and we are mainly gonna focus on sour cherry. So I think it's a very popular. Of course the sirens are now here. Hi. We're gonna focus on mainly on sour cherries, but in general I think it's a very popular note at the moment especially. So this is definitely very good timing for me. Many new releases are cherry based, so let's just go ahead and jump right in. And I'm gonna, of course, as per usual, talk to you about the fragrances that I do not have with me at the moment, and that is because I either had decants or just tried them, you know, through samples and never purchased, etc. So yes guys, let's start with the one that I actually did sniff I think a couple of days ago, and that is the new release from Carolina Herrera, and that is the new Very Good Girl Glam. I must say the bottle is stunning. I really like that slightly see-through pinkish reddish bottle, and this is a very cherry based fragrance. In general, I must say this is not something super new or out of this world amazing, but since it is a new release, I kind of want to mention it. I don't think it's a bad fragrance at all. To me, it is a mixture of Angel Nova with cherry, basically. The cherry here is very prominent. The fragrance is a little bit sharp at the very opening, and it's definitely on the sweet side. You do not get that much of a souriness from that cherry. It's mainly a sweet candied cherry, which I actually am here for. It's not a bad fragrance at all. Is it a little bit generic? Yes, definitely it is quite generic. I think for a new release, they kind of did just push that cherry into it and, you know, made it into a new fragrance. I don't think it was very thought through. I might be wrong, of course, but you know, it's a good fragrance, but I don't think it's exceptional. There is a cherry. If you like a prominent cherry, if you liked Angel Nova, if you like the previous release of Carolina Herrera, Very Good Girl, I think that one was actually better structure-wise. But for summertime, I think the Glam version will be very good. It's flirty, it's sweet, it's very feminine. There's nothing groundbreaking, as I mentioned, but it's still a nice cherry fragrance. So it's on the list, mainly because it's a new release and I get questions about it. And yeah, I must say the longevity is not bad. I did wear it on my arm for the whole day and I could smell it for the whole day. So that's very good. If you want something long lasting, it's gonna be great. The only thing, just as I said before, it is quite sharp, so keep that in mind, just like Angel Nova. Okay guys, the next one, by the way, I know I'm gonna get comments. My microphone is hanging at the moment. Hello. And that is because I was recording other videos and I noticed that it kept sliding into my t-shirt. And yeah, just for security purposes, I'm keeping it right here. I know it doesn't look the best, but you know, what can we do? It's just that shirt that's like very slippery. Anyways, the next one that I want to share with you, and I've had I think 2 or 3 samples of it, and I really like it. It is from a niche brand, Olfactive Studio, and it is called Close Up. It is a unisex fragrance, and it is a cherry warm spicy tobacco scent. I personally really enjoy it. We've got a lot of coffee, spices and cherry. We do have some rose, tonka and amber, some patchouli as well. In general, it's a very nice, deep, very sweet, sexy fragrance that's going to be perfect for evenings. I would maybe say it's slightly better for colder weather than it will be for warmer months, but it's still a very nice fragrance. The longevity, I say it's really good. I get around 7 hours from it, and it has moderate to stronger of a sillage. So in general, olfactive, am I saying that right? Olfactive, damn, Olfactive, I'm sorry. Olfactive Studio do have beautiful fragrances. I am head over heels in love with another one from the brand, which is Still Life in Rio version, but my another close favorite is Close Up. I know it has quite mixed reviews online. Some people really love it, some people hate it. I think it's maybe because of the spices in there and that tobacco. So just try it first before you purchase. I don't think it's the easiest blind buy. I think you do have to test it before you purchase, but in general, in my opinion, it's an excellent fragrance. Unlike Very Good Girl Glam, this, in my opinion, is very much done to perfection, note-wise and blend-wise. Very good one. I really enjoyed wearing it. To me, it's unisex, but because it's so sweet, it does lean feminine. So yeah, Close Up, fantastic one. Alright guys, next, of course, I have to talk about it, and you guys know I have been aiming to purchase it for forever, but for some reason, I mean, I know the reason. I cannot justify the price for its longevity, which is absolute bullshit. And that is none other but the lost one. The lost one when it comes to longevity, which is of course Lost Cherry from Tom Ford. Absolutely beautiful fragrance. I think this is definitely one of my favorite scent ever. It's just amazing. It's like marzipan-y, cherry liquor kind of a vibe here. It's deep, it's sweet, sensual, very sexy, absolutely beautiful, yummy, makes your mouth water. Unfortunately, the lasting power is just unacceptable for the price, in my opinion. The best dupe that I have found, I've had it for a long time now, and I still think it's fantastic. It's from BeLayered, and it is Cherry Delight. So if you do not want to spend so much money on something that's lost somewhere, wink wink, I think the layered version is gonna be perfect. This is not super long lasting, but I can push it to 5 hours. With Lost Cherry, I could not even push it to 2. So yes, it's still way better, and the price is fantastic for what it is. It smells to me absolutely identical. What can I say? There is something, of course I lost the cup, because who would I be, right? And it's going right under the couch where I have to just be a snake to get in there. So for the price, it's fantastic. I do not really adore the packaging. Of course, Tom Ford has a better one, but guys, like, you cannot beat it. If you want Lost Cherry, I think this one is better. All right, so that is that. Another hella expensive perfume, but this one I actually think it's absolutely worth it, and I still do have a little bit left in my big sample size. It is from Dior, and that is Fève Délicieuse, and to me this is the powdery tonka mixed with cherry, not sour at all. It is a sweet cherry. Just beautiful, just beautiful. I know Fève Délicieuse have so many fans. It has been hyped up online for quite some time. To me, it's long lasting. It has brilliant sillage. You guys know I have been raving about this fragrance since I got it. It's absolutely divine, and I'm definitely gonna splurge on a big bottle of it. It is definitely worth it. The cherry, I wouldn't say is the main prominent note there, but it's still there, okay? It's like this slightly candied, again, cherry, but nothing sharp. It's very smooth, right in the middle of the fragrance, just fantastic. I do love Fève Délicieuse. If you like powdery cacao, tonka-based fragrances, you're gonna love it, and in this case, price is absolutely justified in my opinion. So that is Fève Délicieuse from Dior. The next one that I have for you, and I'm absolutely in love with it. Actually, I did already order it, so it's on its way to me, but I couldn't wait to make this video for you guys because I've talked about it so much already that I don't really need a bottle to show you. This really needs no introduction. To me, it is the best sweet cherry vanilla fragrance, and that is BDK Rouge Smoking. Absolutely divine fragrance with just one thing: you do have to like sweet. In my opinion, it's very sweet. I didn't expect it to be that sweet. The longevity on some people is not the best. On me, it did last quite decently. I would get around 6, even sometimes pushing 7 hours out of it. I did use up all my samples, so now I just have to get the full bottles, which I did, because I love it so much. It's so beautiful, it's very sexy, it's fantastic for a date, it's romantic. It's very yummy as well. To me, this is that nighttime version of Pas Ce Soir. Not saying that they're dupes or whatever, no, but you know, Pas Ce Soir for me is a daytime flirty, whereas Rouge Smoking to me is a nighttime flirty. So yes, they're gonna pair beautifully in springtime. I definitely do intend to wear Pas Ce Soir in the morning, daytime, you know, lunch dates and stuff, and when the nighttime comes, I'm definitely pull out Rouge Smoking. Also, my dearest friend here on YouTube, Moon, a man from Moon Perfumes, absolutely swears by Rouge Smoking. I can see her Instagram just being flooded with that bottle, so I know she loves it. So if we both love it, it's good, okay? It's just good, I can't tell you. So yes, Rouge Smoking, absolutely fantastic fragrance, and now we can move on to Guerlain. And I have two that I wanna talk to you about. So the first one is the feminine version, and that is La Petite Robe Noire from Guerlain. Of course, there's the original, there's the intense, there's the green one, Eau Fraiche, which I did have. I pretty much had almost all of them, or my mom had most of the bottles, you know what I mean? I didn't have the intense version, which I actually do intend on getting because it seems like it's gonna be very much of a favorite of mine. I know it's old, but for some reason I crave it now. Anyways, La Petite Robe Noire, I think most of them do have cherry accord in them, no matter the flanker or the original. They are definitely a cherry-based range of fragrances. You might be slightly repelled by licorice, and I know that's the reason why some people do not really love it. I personally really don't mind licorice in that instance when it comes to La Petite Robe Noire, because it just gives the fragrance the darkness, the gloopiness, you know, the gloopy texture of the fragrance. I really like it, and I think it smells absolutely divine, especially the original. I think it's still the best out of the whole range. The original to me is just the one that you will never feel bad purchasing. It's just so nice. And also the longevity of the original is fantastic. I know that the Intense also has great longevity. With Eau Fraiche version, which I did have, I think 2 years ago, last that I had it, I did struggle with longevity. But yeah, in general, La Petite Robe Noire, I think it's a great choice if you want a darker, smokier, deeper cherry. It's lovely. It is just lovely. So yeah, with one exception that Eau Fraiche does not have the best longevity, but I think the rest is pretty much great. So that is the first one from Guerlain. And the second one that I want to talk to you about is L'Homme Idéal EDP. I do have EDT in my stash at the moment, but that one doesn't have cherry. So I'm gonna talk about EDP because it's my second favorite. To me, it's straight up unisex, so you don't have to be a boy, a man, whoever that's marketed towards to wear it. To me, it's absolutely unisex. It's beautiful, definitely heavy on that cherry and tonka. It's yummy, it's very sticky, but I love it. I do love it for cooler weather. It's absolutely fantastic. Also, the longevity of the whole line of L'Homme Idéal is amazing. No matter if you go for the EDT, which I currently have, I mean my boyfriend does, or the EDP or the Extreme. I think the only one that doesn't last that well is the Cologne, but this is not what we're talking about here today. The EDP is just fantastic. If you want another very sweet, deep, honeyed cherry, L'Homme Idéal is fantastic. Get the EDP version. It doesn't have a bad price either. So yeah, you're gonna have a lot of fun with it. I can promise you that. Alright guys, I think this is the last bottle that I do not have. I did test it and I do like it, I must say. And it doesn't have a bad longevity and it's hella cheap, which is great. That is Banana Republic Dark Cherry and Amber. I saw my friend on YouTube, Yana, from The Scented, really liking it and I had to try. I am considering purchasing the full bottle, so it says a lot. To me, it actually is compared a lot to Baccarat Rouge. And I do see why. It does have that vibe. I think it's because maybe that praline-y, you know, that sugary, sweet vibe of it. It does have the vibe of Baccarat in the sillage, I must admit. However, in my opinion, is way more similar to another fragrance that I do have here, and I'm going to talk about in a minute. This one has cherry, it has praline. What actually else does it have? We've got pink freesia, cherry blossom, amber and cedar. So yeah, that amber, cedar and the praline might actually cause the vibe of Baccarat with added strong cherry accord. That cherry is a little bit more sour. As I said, the longevity is not bad. The sillage is moderate, I would say. But still, for the price, I think you're getting an excellent fragrance. You know, a nice mixture of like Baccarat Rouge, Burberry Hair, and my another fragrance that I have here, which is La Nuit Tresor Intense. And that is the newest release from La Nuit Tresor range. This is the newest release from the La Nuit Tresor range from Lancome, and first of all, I have to say it's definitely not more intense than the others. I still think that the original La Nuit Tresor and À la Folie are the most potent. I have a full in-depth review of the whole range, so if you're interested, I will link it for you. But let's focus on this one. This to me is some of the original La Nuit Tresor DNA still, with very, very prominent rose and cherry, of course. I must say, it's not too groundbreaking, but it's absolutely beautiful. It is so, so lovely. It's like a more smooth, sweeter, even sweeter, yes, version of the original. If you are a fan of rose, like I said in that review video, you're absolutely gonna love it. To me, the most prominent two things is rose and cherry. So yes, if you are a fan of rose and cherry, you're gonna be just in heaven. It is still long lasting, don't get me wrong. 7 hours for sure you will get, with moderate to strong sillage depending on how and where you spray. But in general, this is a beautiful fragrance. I'm not gonna say it's the most groundbreaking even within the range, but it's still a very good solid release that I'm definitely gonna use and keep. So yeah, it's a lovely one. If you love cherry and you love the line of La Nuit Tresor, I think your prayers have been answered. So to me, this actually have quite a bit of that vibe that Banana Republic gave me. So yeah, they are quite similar-ish. So check it out. Next one, we've got an absolute bomb of a fragrance. This is a powerhouse and I love it. I'm here for it. This is a cherry with honey, and that is Scandal by Night. And this is described mainly as a honey tuberose, but I do actually get a lot of cherry out of it. It is so gorgeous, guys. And I feel like the more, I mean, it usually happens with most of the fragrances, but the more this line stands on the shelf, the better it gets. It just marinates itself so well. By the way, I do get a lot of questions on how I store my fragrances, you know, all that jazz, but maybe I should just do a video on it. What do you think? I think that's a good idea, isn't it? So back to Scandal by Night. This is a powerhouse. To me, it's a honeyed cherry with some tuberose. Yes, but I mainly get cherry and honey. It's lovely. It is just lovely. It's great for nighttime. It's, to me, super sexy, very strong, to the point it can give you a headache. For example, I might actually get a headache after sniffing it because I have so many strong lights around me. It might happen, but it's still absolutely worth it. The price is also not too bad. Unfortunately, I heard that it is getting discontinued. I don't know why this one, because to me this one is the best from the range, but yeah, what can we do? It's been happening so many times in the industry that I just have no words. But yeah, longevity, fantastic. If you love honey, you will love it. So yes, guys, that is Scandal by Night. And another beautiful powerhouse that is also a flanker of my favorite fragrance, actually. This is La Belle Le Parfum from Jean Paul Gaultier again. And this one, many people say, is a way better version than the original is. I must say, when it comes to the structure of the fragrance and its maturity, I must agree. To me, this one is still absolutely divine. The strength of it and the longevity is just to die for. You definitely do have some powerhouses from Jean Paul Gaultier, that's for sure. And I remember it being like that even 20 years back. So this one still has the DNA of the original, that pear, that vetiver, that tonka, vanilla, you know. But it has added cherry, leather, and quite a bit of white florals. To me, it's definitely way more mature, still very sweet, but it's like a dark sexual sweetness, you know what I mean? Very beautiful fragrance. And again, if you love cherry, it's not listed usually, the cherry accord and that leather and stuff, but you know, that's because most of the brands actually do not disclose their note structures too much these days, which is a massive bummer. But I went through forums and actually many people did you know, disclose the full note structure. So yes, definitely beautiful cherry here, and I personally adore this one. It is going nowhere. If you want this dark, sexy, sensual cherry vanilla fragrance, I think you will love it. So yes, that is another Jean Paul Gaultier, and we are done with Jean Paul Gaultier. Now I have three more fragrances to show you, so stay tuned, we're almost done. This one is a very cheerful, flirty, beautiful, airy fragrance to me, which has a great longevity, so it's fantastic, and the price is right as well. This is Burberry from Burberry, obviously, and this is the original. And It does have a beautiful strawberry-like, sour cherry, airy accord in the beginning, which I absolutely adore. Of course, many people compare it to Baccarat Rouge, and as I said many times, it's not similar at all, especially when you're wearing it on yourself. You might smell that vibe from time to time as a person who's wearing it walks by you, then yes, but in general, not so much. Of course, this is a beauty. You guys all know about this. It had to be here because to me, this is a great option for spring and summer. This cherry just gives this fragrance a nice fruity souriness along with the strawberry. I personally adore this fragrance. I don't wear it every day, obviously, because I have so many, it's insane. But I did actually dent it quite nicely last summer, and I'm doing it now as well because the weather is getting better and better for such fragrances. To me, it's nice and transparent, but it still lasts very well. So that is Burberry Her. And we've got two more. These are definitely on a deeper side. So yeah, guys, definitely my favorites. This one, first one is Herrera from Parfums de Marly. And I'm not too sure if any cherry note is disclosed in the note structure, but the tobacco that's used here is definitely a cherry tobacco. And I adore this. So even though it is marketed for men, actually my man doesn't really like it on himself. To him, it is too sweet. And I must agree with him. It is quite sweet of a fragrance. It's definitely gloopy. You know what I mean? It has that gloopy structure to it. So it's only for sweet fragrance lovers, but it's done to perfection, I must admit. This is basically a vanilla tobacco fragrance with some spices. It is a little bit incensey slightly, but to me the most prominent things here are a very cherried tobacco, wet tobacco, you know, and vanilla. So absolutely beautiful fragrance. Definitely not for spring and summer, but if you still are enjoying cold weather, I think you can still pull this off. The longevity on this one is fantastic. So is the sillage. This is an absolute monster of a fragrance. I actually wore it along with Givenchy Lancôme Intense. I mean, not together, but I wore it in my birthday period in February, and it worked very well. I did wear it for skiing, so yeah, I was a snack. Lovely, lovely fragrance, but to me, and from my boyfriend's experience, I would actually say it leans more feminine than it does masculine, so go figure. It's lovely anyway. So if you like tobacco scents, this is basically a combination of Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille and Tom Ford Lost Cherry, and this is a baby of them, so very nice combination. And last but not least, we have an oud, and this is definitely one of my favorites when it comes to lighter contemporary ouds. This is Kayali Invite Only Amber 23, and this also has tobacco. This also has a lot of cherry. It has honey. It has chocolate. It has, of course, oud. And what else? I cannot think of any other prominent notes from my head, but actually it is a very complex fragrance. To some people, it actually smells very dry. But to me, this is a beautiful, sweet, amber, cherry honey scent. This is definitely my favorite Kayali fragrance. I don't love any as much as I love this one. I am surely getting a backup bottle because I love it so much. This was kindly gifted to me by Kayali team, but I will be surely purchasing a bigger bottle as well. I love this fragrance to death. I know this is not a favorite of everyone, but for me it is just amazing, just amazing. and that cherry here is fantastic. These two are definitely deep, dark, powerful fragrances that are maybe more suitable for cooler months. So is Jean Paul Gaultier's Candle by Night, and I think this label is kind of like in the middle, you know, you can pull it off during the night time, I think, for spring and summer. So yes guys, that is it. I really hope it was helpful. I really took my time when it comes to this video, which probably turned out to be a complete mess, but that's okay. I was interrupted so many times in the meantime of me filming that is just, you know, got me out of my zone. So I hope I made sense throughout this. And I really, really hope you enjoyed it. Again, thank you for watching and see you in my next one. Bye!